Hi guys, this is Rose. Welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for being in this space with me. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Rose and please don't forget to subscribe. This video I'm going to be talking about things I love about Sweden. And before we continue, if you're watching this from Sweden, is everyone else over this weather or it's just me? Because today is so cold and it's wet, it's raining. Some sun, please, God. Anyway, I'm grateful for life. And on to my first point of things I miss about Sweden, part 2. There's already a part 1. If you've not watched, please go check it out. Is the right to roam around freely or the right to public access. So here in Sweden, they have a right where you can roam around freely and you can take walks, you can ride, you can ski, you can camp, you can cycle, it's pretty cool. You can pick mushrooms, you can pick berries, you can pick apples. It's really pretty cool rule or right, if you ask me. And this is with an exception of private gardens. You can't do this in private gardens, but anywhere else you have the right to roam around freely, which is pretty cool. You can't do this from where I come from. You can't do this, you'll be shot. So yeah, I think this is a pretty cool thing, if you ask me. So that is point 1. I already covered it in part 1, so it's like a continuation. And on to the second point is time consciousness. Swedish people know how to keep their time. If you come from Africa, you know what I mean. If a party is supposed to start at 2, people will be there at 4. But here, if a party is starting at 2, it will start with or without you. If a meeting is starting at 2, it will start with or without you. If a bus leaves at 8, it will leave with or without you. It's not going to wait for you. And here buses, let's say a bus is supposed to come after every 5 minutes, every other 5 minutes, right? So it's pretty cool. So, if I miss this one and then another one is coming after 5 minutes or after 10 minutes, there's that fixed time. That doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that back home. And if you miss it, you miss it. I understand in smaller towns here in Sweden, if you miss your bus, you might be forced to reschedule the whole trip. But if you live in a bigger town like Stockholm, where I am, buses come after every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, which is pretty cool. So that is fixed time and people here know how to keep their time. So I love that about here. If you come from Africa, and you might find yourself struggling to adjust to that, but I think it's a pretty cool thing. Yeah, so that is point 2. My point 3 is language. Swedish people speak language. So if you're coming to as a tourist or you're moving here permanently, like I did, and you don't know the Swedish language yet, you will still survive and do okay, because Swedish people speak really good English and they communicate well in English. So you would be really struggling when it comes to communication. Learning the language has its own benefits, but it's not really a stress if you still don't speak the language. So I find myself, I'm not really worried because I can communicate with people because they speak good English. That is my baby talking in the background. So I love that people speak good English here, and I think it's pretty cool. You don't have to be really worried about lots of things because you can communicate and they communicate back and you guys understand each other like that. Point 4 is the tap water. Guys, do you know how amazing it is to just put a cup under your tap and you drink the water? Back home you find it's either with bacteria, so you have to boil it, sterilize it, or you have to buy water because your water is salty. You have to buy fresh water that is tasting good. But here you just get it from the tap. I find that to be really cool. Tell me guys, if you come to Sweden and you move maybe from Africa, I don't know where else you're moving, maybe even America, right? Don't you think it's a cool thing if you can drink tap water just without worrying about it being contaminated with anything? My 5th point is free healthcare. Don't get me wrong, they have private healthcare situations where you have to pay, but if it's public, it's free. Hear me out. If you are 18 and below, I understand it's all free, even if it's in private. If you're Swedish, please correct me because I don't want to mislead anyone. But it's the healthcare system here is government funded and it's levied by the county councils. And it's free in the right that where you pay higher taxes. So you pay higher taxes for you to get a free healthcare, and it's free for all citizens. So yeah, I think I'm explaining this right. Am I? Yeah, so it's free healthcare, which is government funded, and it's for all citizens. And if you are 18 years and below, I think it's completely free for you. If you're going into a private healthcare, you have to pay to see your doctor or things like that. Of course, you pay for the medicine. It's not like completely free. If you're prescribed if your doctor prescribes medicine, you have to buy it with your own money. You're not getting free medicine from the hospital, no. But the taxes they pay are pretty high to cover the free healthcare. If you're getting any kind of surgery from the hospital, it will be completely free if it's a public hospital.